We are winding down to the end of 2020, which means that end of the year lists are going to be all over the place. But they're also not going to cost the same amount of money as a small car. Why not lean into that and let's talk about not knowing what to talk about. Hello and welcome to the 5 Minute Podcast. It's a show where I sit in front of a camera and talk about something for roughly 5 minutes and then I throw it on the internet so that you can see it too. Today we're going to talk about some of my favorite songs that were released over the last year. These are in no particular order. These are just some songs that I've really loved this last year. First up, we're going to go Lancaster Nights, Charlie Burg. I love this song. This is a song that really is super groovy and has a couple of different kind of phases to it. Smooth, kind of groovy beginning, and then finishes on this flowy sort of saxophone driven jam at the end. Just a super cool song top to bottom. Up next, Dead Horse by Hayley Williams from her new solo record, Petals for Armor. Petals for Armor came out in May of 2020. The full thing was released in May of 2020, and it is one of the best records of the year, without question. Dead Horse has a bit more of an intimate look into what Hayley Williams has gone through, at least one of those eras in her life. It's very vulnerable. It's also fun. It's presented really well. Just a unique structure for the song that's just really presented really well. Up next is Freckles by Lawrence. Now, Lawrence put out a live record earlier in 2020 that contained Freckles, a version that they did live in Los Angeles. They then released much more recently the studio version of Freckles. Now, I want to talk about the live in LA version because that is so much fun. This is a song about insecurities. It's about, especially from the perspective of Gracie Lawrence, who, along with her brother Clyde, fronts the band. Really just from a woman's perspective about some really interesting points about insecurities in your life, and that you don't want to change the things that make you you just to fit in. I think that's a really good message to send. So well performed by the entire band. Gracie Lawrence is one of the best singers I've ever seen in my life, and she does an incredible job on this song. The band does an incredible job. There's a bass solo in the middle of the live version. Just super cool. Up next is a song called Horizon by my friend Andrew Olsen. Horizon is... the best way I can describe Horizon is that it's a super easy song to be with. It's very warm and homey feeling, and it's just an easy song to just kind of sit and exist with. Really encourage that you check it out. It's a criminally under-listened to song. I left the link to the Spotify page for it in the description, so feel free to go and check out Horizon because it is a beautiful song by a very good friend of mine who I am incredibly lucky to be able to play with on a number of occasions and have gotten to be in a band with, and it's good stuff. Up next, Billie Eilish. It wouldn't be a top songs for me without including Billie Eilish, because everything that Billie has done over the last 2 years has been fantastic, and that includes the next song on the list, which is My Future. It's so good. It's a bit of a departure from what we're used to hearing from Billie. It's much more groovy, it's soulful. My Future is clearly about Billie focusing on who she is as a person and who she is as an artist, rather than trying to get entangled with other people and worrying about what everyone else thinks. A song that I mentioned during my TikTok songs video that I've heard on TikTok 100 times and really, really loved, and I really, really like and have liked Thundercat for a long time, but Funny Thing is one of the most complete songs that I think Thundercat's ever released. Funny Thing is catchy, it is simple, but also very musical. It's easy to remember, it's easy to listen to. That bass line, trademark Thundercat, one of the best vocal performances he's put together. Really, really like Funny Thing. So another TikTok song that I'm seeing all the time, but really, really love is Funny Thing by Thundercat. My last song on the list is a song that I think went under the radar for a little while because Anderson .Paak has so many other songs that he has released and that he has come out with, but Lockdown by Anderson .Paak is so good, about some pretty heavy stuff. Lockdown really sheds a lot of light and does a lot of good for the Black Lives Matter movement. Really an important cultural song, but it's also, again, super well presented. Lockdown musically is very, very easy to be with. I think that's kind of the theme of a lot of the songs that I have on this list, is that especially as my music taste matures, and I think a lot of people's music taste matures over the years, you start to seek out songs that are really just easy to be with, songs that are easy to do whatever to, and Lockdown is one of those songs that's really easy to be with, but it also makes you think about things, and that's also important in the course of a song, is to make you feel something and to make you think about what's going on in the world. Lockdown does that really, really well, and Anderson .Paak does that really, really well, and has done that really, really well over the course of his career. So Lockdown by Anderson .Paak, the last one on the list, super, super important song. Links to these songs in the description down below. I encourage you to go check them out. I put together a playlist on Spotify that you can go to that I left a link to as well, of my top songs of 2020, and just a super, super clean list of songs, all very, very good. I know I missed several songs that were big parts of my 2020. I'm sure I missed songs that were big parts of your 2020 as well. So if you have any suggestions, any songs you'd like to throw at me that maybe I haven't heard or you want me to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share it with your friends so that they can enjoy it too. Feel free to leave suggestions of other things you want me to cover on the 5 Minute Podcast. Of course, subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date every time I upload. And for now, thanks for hanging out, and we will see you next time.